The I-form slot flex halfback toss is one of the best run plays in Madden 19. Notice that the run goes to the right, but we actually want to run this to the left behind our wide receivers. So we're going to flip the run to the left by using the right stick and flicking it to the left. This is because we want to run behind our wide receivers to give us some better blocking. And as you can see, the block's set up pretty nice. And this is a run that you will find that will get you a consistent 5+ yards the majority of the time. Again, you want to flip the run to the side with the wide receivers so that you have extra blocking. And as you see here, we're able to get 10+ yards. Having those extra bodies to run behind can be a real advantage in the run game. A pro tip here would be you don't want to hold turbo right away. You want to kind of get to the outside first, and then once you have some open field, then you hold down the turbo or the acceleration boost to try to get as many yards as possible. If you have the chance for a one-on-one in the open field, you might want to use the juke move to your advantage. As you see there, we were able to fake out the defender and score a touchdown. Piay post shot out of the pistol tight slots is one of the better passing plays in the game. The way we're going to set this play up is we're going to take our A tight end and we want to put him on a wheel route. We're going to then take the Y wide receiver and put him on a flat route. So the options here are we're going to try to quick pass the wheel route. If that's not open, we'll look to the left and look for the crossing or the flat route. You see here we had the quick pass to the tight end open and we gained about 8.5, 9 yards. That'll be pretty consistent against a lot of defenses. If they're not playing underneath coverage, you can usually quick pass that wheel route. If you don't like the look of it, you can always look to the left side of the field like you see right here. We're going to attack with the crossing route and we're going to actually score a touchdown. Now, when you hike the ball, you want to make sure to cancel the play action so that you get control of your QB as quick as possible. To do this, you're going to hold the right trigger or the R2 button as soon as you snap the ball. And you see we get quick control of our QB and we dump the wheel route down again for another solid gain. If they blitz off that edge especially, this is going to be even better for you. You see here they're blitzing off the edge and look how wide open the wheel route is. We get almost 10 yards on a simple dump down pass. That is going to be something you want to take advantage of. If they're not respecting it, you hit it every play. But if you don't like the look, if you feel like the coverage is too tight, you scan to the left side of the field and again you see we're hitting the crossing route for big yardage. Now last but not least, you have this post route. If they're playing man defense or if they're playing cover 2, a lot of times you can take advantage of this post route. You see here they're playing man, we get inside position, we pass it and we secure the pass for a touchdown. Pistol tight slots counter Y is one of the best pistol run plays in the game and maybe one of the best runs in the game, period. This run just does a really good job at getting solid blocking on the edge and it's very easy to break this all the way to the outside. Here we're running with Saquon Barkley. You can see picking up 10 yards. You'll notice that this run is a very consistent 5 to 10 yard gainer here. Even against goal line, we're able to break this to the outside with the speed and get a huge gain. For some reason, the blocking on this counter just is a lot better than regular counters. There's a lot of counters in the game that just don't get good blocking. They don't seal the edge consistently. But this one right here out of pistol tight slots tends to seal the edge almost every time. There's going to be some instances where it doesn't seal the edge and you have to cut it back up the B gap. But I would say 80% of the time, 70 to 80% of the time, this run seals the edge very well. And when it does, it is just nothing but daylight on the outside, as you can see. And then when you get in the open field, use juke moves, put a move on a defender, and take it all the way. The play post shot out of the weak wing formation is a very simple play you can use to attack any defense. There's no setup required for this play, so you can quickly get to the line of scrimmage and snap the ball. We have a nice high-low read with both tight ends. We have a deep cross, and then we have a drag running underneath. So you want to be patient, let the defense develop, and then see which is the best option. If the defense is playing further back, you want to check it down to the drag. If the defense is cheating up and playing closer to the drag route, then you want to go over the top and hit them with the cross as you see right here. And you can see that you have the ability to gain some pretty big yardage and score big play touchdowns off of this if the defense cheats up a little too far. So again, just be patient. Don't predetermine your read. Let the defense develop. Let the zones drop to their spots. Or if it's man defense, let the man defense develop and see who has the better inside position and then pick and choose. It's a very simple high-low read that you can use to attack down the field all game long out of a formation like this. Again, you see the defense was playing far back, so we dumped it down to the drag, but we still got 10+ yards on a simple drag route because the defense dropped so far back. They didn't respect it. They left it wide open, and we took advantage. Here again, you see they're playing a little further back. We had leverage on the defender, and we get a nice solid gain out of a drag route. Last but not least, you still have the post that you can take advantage of. Here you see we got inside position on the cornerback. We split the safeties, and we scored a touchdown. The Power G run out of the I-form wing has been one of my favorite runs in the game for the last few years, and it is still a very good run again this year. This is one of my favorite short yardage runs in the game. If you need anywhere from 3 to 5 yards, this run will typically get it for you. The main key here is you want to follow your fullback, as he will lead you to the promised land the majority of the time. You never want to outrun your fullback on this. You want to literally hug his backside, let him lead you to the open space. You don't want to hold turbo behind the line of scrimmage. The quick pitch out of the single back bunch ace formation is one of the better under center runs in the game to pick up easy, consistent yardage. All you want to do is follow your blockers. Don't hit turbo too soon behind the line of scrimmage. Let the blocks develop, get behind your linemen, and try to run to daylight. This is a run that you'll find that will consistently get you 5+ yards as long as you're following your blockers and not trying to overrun them. The good thing about this too is that this is a formation that's typically very pass heavy and has a lot of good passing plays. So whenever you can mix in a run with that as well, it really can throw your opponents off, because usually they don't expect the run from formations like this. They expect the pass, so they'll be in pass defense, but you can see you can very easily eat them up on the ground for some easy, consistent yardage by just getting to the outside behind your blockers. Here we're going to look at the play Piay fork shot out of the single back bunch ace formation. The setup is to put the X receiver on an in route, and that is it. He's going to be our first read underneath, as he's going to do a really good job against man, but also get underneath zones, especially because we have these deep routes pulling the zones back. Now you also want to take advantage of these deep routes when you can against man and against some zones. You'll be able to hit the corner route on the sideline. You just want to make sure to pass lead it to the sideline and possession catch it so that you get your feet in bounds. Over the middle, the post route is going to do a good job against his man defense and also against zone if the defense starts creeping down a little bit. And again, don't forget your check down to the in route. It's going to be a very safe 5 to 10 yards over the middle for you almost every time. Gun, wing, stack, double cross is a very simple money play we can use to really frustrate our opponents. We don't have to make any changes to the play, so we can just hike it as is. We have the running back going out on an auto motion, which is going to really help stretch the defense. Now, the main two routes we're looking at are both of the crossing routes here. You can take either of these all day long until the defense respects it, because most people will not shade their coverage underneath to stop these dual drags, and also against man defense, drag routes typically do a good job at getting open versus them. As you see here, also versus a blitz, they're really easy to dump down to and avoid getting hit in the backfield. You can take these drag routes all day long. If your opponent is not going to make the adjustment to stop it, you can eat them up for 5 to 10 yards of play with this very, very easily. As you see, we hit the Y, then we hit the A tight end. Now we're going back to Y on the other side of the field, getting about 12 to 13 yards on a simple drag route. Now, if the defense does start cheating down, playing underneath, trying to stop the drags, at this point, that's when you have some deeper routes you can attack. And my favorite in this case is the deep in route that's being run by the other tight end. As you can see, we can hit him over the middle for a nice gain. The play fade out of the gun wing stack is a little tricky play we can use to pick up some easy yardage against our opponent. The only setup here is to take the B tight end and put him on an in route. Now, if the check down is there, you want to take the check down to the in route every time to your tight end. It'll be a safe 5 to 10 yards pretty easily. But the thing I love most about this play is the X route. Watch how we have the ability to quick pass this as he cuts up the field. He basically runs inside for a step, then he runs up for a few yards, and then eventually he's going to run an out route. But against most zone defenses, you'll have a hole to just quick pass this immediately, as you can see, and you can get 10 plus yards very easily with this play. Again, if that's covered and you don't like the look of it, that's when you take your check down to the in route, and as you can see, the in route still has the ability to pick up some really good yardage as well. Here we're going to look at the gun wing stack, and the play we want to look at is the PA curl post. To set this play up, all we do is put our Y wide receiver on a drag, and that's it. The Y wide receiver and the A tight end are going to be our main two reads on these crossing routes. They're going to do a good job against man and usually against zone as well. Hard to defend dual crossing patterns. Now down the middle we have a nice crooked post. It's going to do a very good job against man and zone defense if the defense cheats too far up. And also if the defense decides to cheat a little bit too far up, we have a nice corner out down the sideline that we can use to pick up some good yardage. Single back doubles PA boot comeback is a very simple money play and a very good money play. It requires no setup, so we just get to the line of scrimmage and snap the ball quickly. We're going to carry out the play action, and then the rollout animation is going to take us to the right. First read is going to always be the Y wide receiver on the crossing route. He's going to do very well at beating his man defender, but also find a good pocket against zone defenses most of the time. We also have a comeback on this side of the field, which also destroys man and will beat deep zones. Comeback routes are very good this year, so you definitely want to take advantage of that on the play. We have a post on the back end. You can throw this against man. As you see, we got inside position on the cornerback. Against some zones as well, you can have the deep middle open, like such as a cover 2 zone. He'll be wide open. Again, going back to the crossing route here to Y, as you can see, this play has the ability to get some big yards.